I'm Rick. Oh, hello. That caught me on the hop. Good morning. It's Friday. Happy Friday. This is your Property News Live. Hi, I'm Rick Gannon. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, good morning, everybody. We are live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So we've got all the platforms now, I think. We can't go live on Clubhouse, unfortunately, otherwise we would. This is the Property News Live. It's Friday morning. Please make sure that you click on that share button. We've got to do that now. Click on the share button, and then we can make sure that we get all of this brilliant information out to as many people as possible. Now, we've got some rules here. I've been doing this live show now for over a year, and it's done really well, and over the period we've built up a great community. Now we've gone on to Instagram as well, so let's hope the Instagram element can grow too. But if you could please click on that share button and share this to your community, but please also make sure that you say hi and tell me where you're watching from, because what we do here is we do the shout outs and then we go out there and do the news. Now I'm going to give the first shout out to my beautiful daughter Charlotte, who's watching on Instagram. So good morning, Charlotte. She's watching from home, so that's the first shout out. My son very often watches on YouTube as well, but he's at school today. Shall we do the shout outs first? Let's do it. Yemi, good morning. You're watching from Essex. Good morning, Lady Fraser, watching on Instagram from Cornwall. Good morning to Marlon from Coventry on Facebook. And Melissa, good morning, watching from, then it stops. Heather, good morning, watching on Instagram. Glyn, good morning. Chowdhury, good morning from Bristol. Ravi from Twickenham. And Chris is watching this morning from Wiltshire. Good morning, Safe from Dubai. You've still got you've got the flag safe. You're watching from the furthest away, I believe, today. Can we beat Dubai today? Good morning, Comfort. You don't beat it, but you're watching from London. Anne-Marie, you're watching from Edinburgh. And good morning to Mandy from Manchester. Lauren's just joined us on Instagram, and Rachel is watching today. Doesn't say where you're watching from, though. Ms. Rachel Summers, good morning to you. Okay, let's do the news. That's why you're here, right? But please, I see that no one's clicked the like button yet. Is everyone still in bed? Click on that like button. Why do we do this? So if you click on the like button and if you share it, then the providers from Instagram and from YouTube and from Facebook, they like the algorithms. It means that they put the show out to more people. And so more people just get value. So can you click on that like button as well? I know I'm asking a lot today, aren't I? Give me a like on Instagram. First up today, ultra low deposit mortgages are set to make a comeback when Chancellor Rishi Sunak announced his budget on Wednesday. So all lenders under the scheme will offer mortgages fixed for at least 5 years as part of their range of products, providing options for consumers with smaller deposits who want the security and predictability of a mortgage with a fixed rate over a longer term. The initiative will be available to lenders from April and is designed to increase the appetite of mortgage lending to offer high loan-to-value lending to credit-worthy customers across the whole of the UK. Under the scheme, the government will offer to take on some of the risk of low deposit loans, meaning lenders would have some protection from potential losses. The 5% deposit means that you will need to borrow a 95% mortgage to the value of £190,000. Mortgage providers generally offer borrowers 4.5 times their salary, and this means that you would have to earn roughly £42,000 per year in this scenario. Whilst this may be achievable in some circumstances for couples, single people looking to buy the first home are unlikely to be earning that amount. I know it's hard not to do budget updates. But that's all that's in the news right now. Let's see what's next on the news. There is no question that COVID-19 has completely torn through the UK economy, with any signs of recent recovery likely to be dashed as the country endures its second lockdown. However, one sector that has continued to fare well despite initial and new restrictions is the residential property market. Now, with data from HM Revenue and Customs confirming An estimated 129,400 house sales took place in December last year, which was nearly a third, which is 31.5% higher than the previous year and 13.1% higher than November 2020. However, with payroll numbers showing the number of workers on payroll having fallen by over 828,000 since the pandemic began, according to figures from the ONS, the same positive statistics cannot be reported for the rental or the buy-to-let sector. A recent study by the Citizens Advice revealed that almost a third of renters across the UK had lost income during the pandemic and 11% were in rent arrears. Furthermore, the number of private renters behind on their rent had also doubled over the last 12 months. In addition to the challenge of rent arrears, landlords haven't been able to generate viable yields on buy-to-let properties for quite a long time, with evolving landlord taxes resulting in an average annual return of 3.53% for the UK market. So, what other things can people invest in? When compared to the projected returns and no hassle promise of property bonds, it's clear to see why hundreds and thousands of landlords are now selling up and reinvesting funds into the alternative market, with COVID-19 as the final catalyst for making the change. So let's look at asset-backed bonds. Alternative property investment or property bonds enable savvy individuals to invest in the development of a property without the hassle of actually owning it. Essentially, it's a loan to a property development company to partially fund a construction project. So as a lender, investors trade the hassle of managing tenants and the day-to-day financial issues such as maintenance fees, insurance and tax for a fixed rate of return over a fixed period of time, confirmed through a legally binding agreement. And what's more, with long lead times, alternative property documents currently under construction aren't likely to feel the current financial impact of COVID-19, where even though near completion, they can be strategically priced or refinanced for a sale. So as investors can be safe in the knowledge that any current dip in the market won't impact their agreed fixed rate of return, with the average being between 8 and 10%, a somewhat significant increase when compared to buy-to-let. So what are your thoughts on property bonds? It's not something I've ever done. It's not something that I intend to do, but I'd welcome any thoughts on that. Is it the way forwards? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it is. I still think that buy-to-let has got a lot of ground, and then there's going to be a really exciting year this year for property. Next today, Labour has accused the Chancellor of prioritising a tax break for landlords over the need for affordable housing or help for renters. Labour claims that Treasury calculations show the stamp duty holiday extension for England and Northern Ireland, announced on Wednesday, will cost $1.6 billion in terms of lost potential revenue. It also claims that most recent data shows 34% of homes bought in the 2019 and 2020 year were second homes, buy-to-lets or residential properties bought by companies. Labour claims that Chancellor has therefore given a £545 million boost to landlords and second homeowners, and says the money could instead have been spent to build 3,000 social rented homes, half the total built across England last year. The Conservatives have shown once again that they have the wrong priorities, giving tax breaks to landlords and second homeowners, whilst failing to tackle runaway house prices and build truly affordable housing, says the Shadow Housing Secretary, Thangam Debonair. And she adds, after a decade of failure on housing, we need a budget that puts us on the road to recovery and addressed the fundamental flaws in the housing market. Instead, we got reheated policies with no new ideas. Typical. All right, let's go to some comments then. So let's have a look on Facebook. Good morning, Kirtan. Lots of people still saying good morning. Raghavan, good morning from YouTube. The FTSE falls risk of rising interest rates. Any ideas if it affects house prices? Adex saying hello from Coventry. Lots of people saying good morning still. Christy, good news about the mortgages. Safe saying the boost was needed as there is a shortage of housing available from councils. Glenn saying not sure what property bonds are, but I think it would be good to look into. You never know, it might just be paying off. Sammy saying Labour needs to understand that less stamp duty is actually good for tenants in becoming homeowners, thus less strain on the rental sector. I think we should just stop it when you say Labour needs to understand. I think that is actually the statement, isn't it? Good morning, Samantha doesn't say where you're from, you're just saying hello, and hello to Mario from London. Okay, what else have we got today? It's very hard not to put the topical budget news in the news feed today because that's what it's all completely full of. A combination of the longest stamp duty holiday and sustained low interest rates are likely to spur a new wave of buy-to-let investments. That is the view of a property law firm called Wilsons, which believes the Chancellor's budget will spur new investors. In the fourth quarter of 2020, 61,800 buy-to-let properties were purchased, the highest quarterly figure since 2017. Wilsons say that the stamp duty land tax holiday was a significant contributor to this upturn in property transactions. In the fourth quarter of 2020, we saw 61,800 buy-to-let properties purchased. Buy-to-let investors have purchased a total of 102,267 properties since the stamp duty holiday came into effect in July 2020. One of the tax consultants from the company said the welcome 3-month extension to the stamp duty land tax holiday gives potential property investors a second chance to purchase with no stamp duty land tax up to £500,000. The extension to properties valued at £250,000 or less, which will be introduced in July and run to September the 30th, could see more sustained growth in buy-to-let investments in parts of the country where property prices are lower or in smaller dwellings. The million-dollar question is whether this will be enough to keep the market buoyant in the medium and the long term. Landlords are also hoping that the end of the lockdown will see young professionals, many of whom have spent much of the crisis staying at their parents' homes, return to renting in the city centres. They conclude that interest rates in the UK are likely to remain low for the foreseeable future, which should attract more investment to the residential property market versus virtually zero interest on bank deposits and government bonds. News in brief, Amazon could end up paying even less tax under the super deduction scheme. That was announced on Wednesday. The Treasury was accused yesterday of a highly questionable use of public funds after the Chancellor announced what he claimed was the largest business tax cut in modern British history. The scheme will enable businesses to claim back 130% of the cost of an investment as a tax break. TaxWatch has pointed out that if this were applied to Amazon, which already pays under 2.1% of its UK earnings in tax, in 2019, the tax bill would have been reduced to zero. What are your thoughts on that? I don't want to end up into a massive political debate, but is it handing it over to the people that don't even need it? Andrew, good morning. Any shortage of something ensures prices go up. The UK economy has been based in house prices for decades. If they build too many, then prices will fall. Thank you, Andrew. And Sammy, we've covered that. Any thoughts on Amazon paying less tax, folks? I don't know what your thoughts on that. Let me know if you're watching on Instagram as well. Okay, we're 15 minutes in. We just do 15 minutes, everybody. So thank you for watching. Safe's just put, even though Amazon don't pay tax, they create jobs and their employees do. Absolutely, they create jobs. And they have been propping us up through the pandemics. Who hasn't used Amazon? You know, are we grateful for the service? Absolutely. I know I certainly am. So thank you for watching. If you do like this news feed, please do give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and please click on that share button. And what I'm going to do next week is do a little bit of a straw poll, a little bit of a poll, and to see if people are enjoying the feed and what we can do to make it better and stronger, and any tips that you would like to give me to make the feed better, because I want to get this out to more people. Generally speaking, we have about 50 to 60 people live every day. It's not huge numbers, but as long as you're getting value, that's the main thing. So let me go around to that next week, and we'll do a little bit of a poll to see what we can do. You're saying you love this, please, live. Sorry, I can't see that. So GDH, you just put a comment on Instagram. I'm not sure what you mean. Live this is save this live. I think that's what you've put. Do you mean save this live? Yeah, the lives do get saved and they'll go on to Instagram TV. So to keep you up to date, and you can watch them retrospectively as well. So thank you, everyone. That's it from me today. Have a great Friday. I've got a really busy day, so I'm off now to get prepared. And of course, I'm going to be in Clubhouse in 10 minutes as well, just to discuss the news even further and bring it to debate. So if you'd like to follow me over to Clubhouse in 10 minutes or so, I'll see you on the other side. Thank you, everyone. Take care. And don't forget, make sure whatever you do today, have some fun. All right, take care. Hi, I'm Rick Gannon. Welcome back to my channel.